And good Tuesday morning to you. Already 51 as we're waking up. We head for that high later today. 74. Temperature is going to be a lot cooler today than it was the last few days. We're starting that downward spiral of maybe feeling some fall weather once again. I'm excited about it. I'm sure you are too. Good morning to each of you for joining us. Love to hear from where you're watching from this morning as well. We'll tell you all about the severe weather that is coming. It's moved a little further south than we originally expected. We'll show you that on radar. We've got Candace getting ready to come in for a great show. I hope you'll join us at 8 a.m. this morning as we kick things off. There's going to be a lot going on through the Meridian area. Of course, tonight, the Candy Crawl in downtown Meridian. We'll tell you about that as well. All these things are coming up today. It's a good morning. Again, right now, this is one of those days where you open your door when you go outside, and it really feels wonderful. 51, not too cold, not too hot, just kind of that perfect weather. No fog in the area that I'm aware of either, so everything is looking good. Good morning to Miss LaWanda Grantham. How are you today? Good morning. Laura Lee is watching, along with Janice Bounds, Flora Overstreet, Terry Shelton. Morning. Steve and Wanda McKinnon, Connie Johns, and also Joy Robinson, watching from the Martin community. Hope everything is good up in Martin there. All right, first, let's look at radar about what's coming up tomorrow. I'll show you where some rain is and all of this of where the severe storms are. We'll start out with that and come back to the other. As we look at radar this morning, pulling this up now, this is where we've got a little bit of fog down here around Beaumont to Lake Charles. If for any reason you've got to travel 10 toward Houston, it'll go through Lafayette and on into Lake Charles and Beaumont area toward Houston. It's going to be a foggy morning for you. Fog advisories over most of Louisiana and a large portion of Texas there. We're showing here no rain in Mississippi, Alabama. Isn't that good? Yeah, we've got sunshine today. A little bit of fog up here north of Knoxville, northwest of Johnson City into Tennessee as you travel up here through Kentucky, a little bit in there. All right, let's talk about what is coming with severe weather. And let's look at the outlook for today. Here's what we've got. Just west of Dallas through Oklahoma City up to Kansas is going to be severe weather. And this is a level 3. Tornadic activity most likely will happen in this area. They had some very rough weather over in here just 2 days ago. All right, what happens to Meridian? All right, let's take a look here. Let's go to Outlook, which is going to be Wednesday as we pull this up. Now, as you'll remember in the beginning, up in this area was where the severe level 2 was. That's changed now, and the Meridian area is now a level 1. And it's barely taken in that southwest corner of Lauderdale County, taken in of all of Clark, and when you get into Wayne County and we come across here to Jasper County and Smith County, a level 1 for the most part. Lauderdale County, Kemper County, Neshoba, and on up to Winston and these Macon areas, light rain for the most part. We get to Hattiesburg and the weather changes a good bit, and as we look at this is Jones County Junior College here. This is going to be USM. All of this area, all the way to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, over to Pensacola, back to Baton Rouge, west into Texas, is going to be a level 2. Possibility of some tornadic activity happening with this. We'll watch it very closely. Most likely that won't happen in our area. It'll be south of us. But we'll watch this Gulf Coast region here along the Mississippi Gulf Coast to New Orleans and those areas to make sure that we cover that extremely well for you, where you'll know where the weather is. And again, that's going to be Wednesday evening, and we'll look at what the National Weather Service has put out in the timeline that they've got here in just a moment. But that gives you a general idea of what's going to be happening now. All along there, as you look at this, it's going to go all the way on the west side of Houston to just about to where Victoria, Texas is, if you've ever rolled through those towns. Could get nasty down here. Again, we'll watch that closely for you as that comes about late Wednesday. We'll show you that again here in just a moment here on the chart. Well, let's get things rolling and talk about weather a second here.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Always a big thank you to EMEPA for helping us there. As we go to our record highs, our record lows on this date, it was 2010 that we had a high of 89 degrees on this date. We're far from that today. 74 is what we're looking for. The record low was set back in 1955 with a record low of 28 degrees. That was almost miserable. That's bitter cold, isn't it? I don't care what year it is. As we move forward to take a look at today, and this is what we got. 74 for high here. Philadelphia, even nicer. 72 as you go on up through there and make your way through Noxapater. Up to Louisville, it looks like about 72 as well. Over to Columbus, 72. Mississippi State should be right at 71 degrees with what you're doing. To our south, down in Laurel, 77. Hattiesburg, about the same. As we go over to Brookhaven, Vicksburg, a little warmer as we see it at 79. The Mississippi Delta is going to top out at somewhere right around 75. The further south you go, the little bit warmer it will be in west as well. Natchez will be the state record, it looks like, there of about 80 degrees. As we cut across now to Alabama, let's look and see what's happening in Livingston, Alabama. Nice weather as well. 72 downtown Livingston there at the university. As we go up through Epps and Geiger in those areas, we're looking for about 71 for the high. 71, no more than 72. Can't beat that. As you look across northern Alabama, you'll see temperatures topping out in the 60s. To the south there, as you get further south toward the coast there, Dothan, Alabama, around 72. Selma, 72 as well. That's the outlook. And, of course, sunshine throughout the Alabama area. So y'all have it nice there in Tuscaloosa at 71. Here's what the National Weather Service tells us. Now, this will start late Wednesday evening, and it'll pick up just like we showed you there on my map just a moment ago, to where right around Hattiesburg south to the coast will be more serious weather and barely taking in the corner here of Lauderdale County. Mostly the heavier possibilities of severe weather will fall in Clark, and as we'll go across to Jasper and Smith counties. A little bit there in Scott County there, along about where the welcome centers are there. Again, I'll be here to walk you through it. Should it turn bad, we'll go live and give you live coverage of all this. Should it turn bad tomorrow night, we'll be on top of that for you there. As we look at this, we go to the Atlantic, and there's a 40% chance of this storm that we've been watching the last couple of days becoming something. It's at 40%. It's going to turn and stay northeasterly and, well, be away from us there after a while. Rick, let's go back to radar and take a look at this of what we've got here. Rick is already in. This is where it is, a tropical depression now at 23 miles an hour. That's what it's moving at. The wind's at 23 miles an hour, moving north-northwest at 8 miles an hour as it has made its approach there. But as we go back to this, not much more than this is going to happen. It will go away from the states. No chance of it coming in. It's turning this way and will be away from us for the next Wednesday. It looks like it will turn and be gone away from us. Not far from being over, but away from land, which is good as we look at here at the National Hurricane Center. Good news and everything. What are the temperatures going to do? As we see here, below average throughout the Southland. Most of Dixie is cooler for the first time. Even Texas being a part of that, being at normal temperatures. You'd have to go west of Odessa out here to see above average temperatures. Now, California and those areas still warm, but for the most part, we've got a below average temperature right now. So let's look at our 7 days of what we've got lined up here, what the National Weather Service tells us. Again, today, 73 to 74 is going to be it. We'll get down to 52 tonight, about what it is right now. Feels good, doesn't it? As we move into Wednesday, 74 for a high, 56. And those rain chances, now again, move in right around late in the afternoon there. After lunchtime is when our chances start on this, and the further we get, the worse it could get for rain and thunderstorms. Now, as we'll see here, the immediate Meridian area is down to 30% chance of showers there. The further you get into the night, the more chances of rain that will happen. And it should end by 1 a.m., this rough weather here. We'll watch that. The National Weather Service gives it a little bit higher range there. And again, it's going to be south of Meridian. This is basically right here is what we're looking at. When you get into Clark County and further south, you get almost right up there around that 90% chance of showers. So Quitman in these areas, especially Shibuda and southward, you're on that borderline there. It's going to be about 100% chance of rain the further you go into Clark County toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We'll watch that. Y'all keep that in mind. As we go to Friday, we're back with sunshine. And look at that high. 59 degrees to end the week. 10% chance of rain. That's nearly anything, but 59 there. A few clouds, sunshine for the most part. And then we're into the 40s. 48 for a low on Friday night. As we go to Saturday, a high of 65. 46 for the low. A little cooler there. Sunday morning, as we all go to church, we're looking at a high of 70. Nice weather there, and a low back down to 48. So let's go on in. This is going to be when the kids trick-or-treat on Saturday night. 65 for a high. 46 that night. Perfect weather for that. There'll be a few trunk-or-treats still happening with fall festivals on Sunday, but 48. As we go into this November, We'll start out Tuesday with a high of 73. And look at this. After we make it to Thursday, we see nothing but 60s, 40s at nighttime. Yeah, nothing to complain about on anybody, is it? Not at all. So we're looking forward to all of that as we look at these temperatures over the next few days that just keep getting better for us. So we're glad to that. Let's see, Charlotte Edwards, you're celebrating a birthday today, 60. I hope it's a great one there for you. You're getting a few happy birthdays there. Hope it turns out well for you. Valley Maloney watching, thank you. Laura is up today. Glad you're joining us there. Miss Bree Packer in with us. Miss Ann Cook, glad to see you're up too. Now, if you're into deer hunting today, what's going to happen? Our outlook for the deer forecast today as we pull this back up, brought to you by Percy Bland, your State Farm agent. Average day, nothing special, nothing horrible. Our first major time is going on now through about 7:15. The second major time will be late in the afternoon, 5:30 till dark is what we're looking at there. North wind from around 5 miles an hour. If you're going to be out bow hunting and that wind mattering to you. Again, that's the outlook for deer hunting today. So I've got that posted if you want to look at that a little bit closer there. If you're going to be heading off at some point today to go hunting, make sure to check that out. Let's see. We've got a lot happening. We'll go over all the events that are going on nationwide. And I think everybody's heart bleeds for those children that were found in Houston living pretty much alone with a dead sibling in the apartment with them. I haven't read all that I understand about that situation, but the parents were brought in and turned loose. That doesn't make sense. I've got to dig deeper into that. I read this morning to where a neighbor was helping out charge cell phone and take food to the others. Some sad things go on behind closed doors in America that you just don't know about. Always, if you see a child, no matter where you live, it can happen here. You can be watching somewhere in Alabama, Louisiana. There's always something happening next door that somebody might need your help. Spend a little extra time. Say hello to somebody. Help them if you can. There's the reason I say it that way. Also, tragedy struck a family to where they had adopted a pet. Have you seen that story? And a little boy was mauled to death by the pet they took in. Tragedy. I hate to even talk about those stories. But it is reality. It does happen across America, and it could happen here, always. So that's a quick look at some of the stories that we're working on. I'll try to have some happier stories also. There's some good things that happen in this world also. It just seems that the tragedy gets the headlines, and it does, because it tugs at our heart when we see stories like that. We're human. We can't help but feel that way. Brings a tear to your eye, and you wish you could have done something. But as we get all this together, we'll be back beginning at 8 this morning. I hope you'll join us about an hour and 15 minutes from now. Make plans to be here. You can watch this several ways. Right here on Facebook. You can join us on YouTube. And if you've never joined us on YouTube, it's a great way to have a backup. If you use Facebook full-time, make sure to have you an account set up on YouTube where you can get this in case signals do go down from time to time. And we'll be live on television as well. If you want to join us from your 65-inch or bigger, you can do that. Channel 248 on Comcast or on the antenna at 24.3. Also, we're on the Newton cable. We're also in cable in Philadelphia, Mississippi. You can find us there on MeTV. Join us any way that you can. We do appreciate it. Good morning to Reggie McKee, also Terry Ray. Appreciate y'all watching there. We'll be joining you very shortly from now. Thanks for dropping by. Right now, 51 as we head for that 73, 74 high across the land today. Thanks a bunch for watching.
Scotty Ray's weather is brought to you by